So I'm John Graham. I am the Chief Information Security Officer for a privately held company called EBSCO. So machine identity threats or threats against digital certificates are pretty common right now, especially in the area of just normal operational upsets or normal operational downtime, because people put certificates in place and then they forget about them and they expire or they become untrusted for whatever reason, and then the systems stop operating until they're rebuilt. We have seen where the criminal elements as well are taking certificates or putting in fraudulent certificates as well to use them for the either malicious activity or to steal different things or to just represent themselves as a machine, where they've injected themselves in as a fraudulent actor. And the system as a whole, or the ecosystem they inject into, thinks that they're totally, legitimate. Just like a person's identity, when the login and credential is stolen, it's the same scenario. Because traditionally we think of, oh, they've got a login and credential, a login and password, and they're using that. But they can do the same if the code is signed or if there's a digital certificate in play and they take that element over. So there are threats to machine identities. One of the core threats that we continue to see is this notion of lack of visibility or lack of management across an entire enterprise. So you'll end up with outages that are not planned because a certificate will expire. So that whole construct of operationally managing those is a real key element to keeping it healthy and not allowing outages to occur. In addition, there are threats from bad actors inserting fraudulent certificates or fraudulent machine identities into an ecosystem and taking over whatever activities those machines were performing, because the machines are authorized based on that certificate. So if they can take over what the machine was authorized to do and insert fraudulent activity into that, it's very similar to them taking over an administrative login from a person. Machine identity is, and managing it as an entire ecosystem, if you will, is very important, because just like managing a network or managing a normal identity of a person's name or login credential, if any one breaks down in that ecosystem, it opens the door for a criminal to be in the entire system. So it's not okay to manage just the ones that are critical. You really have to look at it holistically, and we look at machine identity the same way. So yes, we focus on the critical ones, but we also look at the whole picture in terms of management, visibility, and maintenance. It's important for us to manage all of the machine identities and not just to focus on the critical ones, because even in the scenario of an individual's login, if I have a forklift driver who has access to certain things, although I can contain that, there still could be the opportunity for a malicious person or a criminal to take that account and use it for something malicious. And we see the digital or the machine identity as the same concept, where even if it doesn't seem like it's that important, if we don't actually have it on our radar and we're not actually looking at it or maintaining it from a central place, it could come back to haunt us and come back to bite us.